Welcome to the channel, viewers. Dr. JWA, theologist since 1994. Who is ruling Australia? Behavioural political analysis, offering therapy for people that are trying to find it hard to come to terms with reality in Australia. Episode 12, When Truth Started Feeling Dangerous. Thank you for joining me. Viewers, in episode 11 I examined the psychological fracture created when worsening national conditions continued being publicly framed as progress. In this episode I'll explore what happens when Australians begin sensing that honest recognition itself is quietly becoming socially, politically and existentially threatening. Because at first the language still feels reassuring. The political language particularly. Transition, adjustment, modernisation, resilience, investment in the future. Yet, Australia continued hearing carefully managed optimism, while ordinary people carried growing existential fatigue underneath the presentations surrounding them. And for a while, many people still tried holding both realities together internally. Then slowly, another recognition began surfacing beneath the exhaustion. The more unstable life became privately, the more aggressively the political optimism seemed publicly maintained. A man sits alone in a darkened study, beside stacked tax paperwork and unopened reminders. Another political interview plays softly through the laptop speakers nearby. Well, the economy is supposedly strengthening, confidence is supposedly growing, and the future is supposedly bright. Yet the room itself feels heavy with depletion. That contradiction matters enormously because populations begin psychologically destabilizing once honesty starts feeling socially dangerous, while managed political optimism becomes institutionally rewarded. The bills still rise, viewers. The waits still lengthen. The services still strain, the households still compress, and the future still feels harder to existentially reach. Yet, every deterioration increasingly arrives wrapped inside political language carefully designed to reinterpret decline as transformation, instability as adaptation, and personal exhaustion as resilience. And somewhere underneath the repetition, many Australians are quietly trying to adapt to another devastating reality. Truth itself now feels emotionally expensive to speak out loud. Not because people cannot see the deterioration, it's obvious, particularly in Australia, because the atmosphere increasingly punishes recognition while rewarding emotional compliance, procedural optimism, and managed perception. A woman stands silently beside the kitchen sink before sunrise while rain taps softly against the window. The children still sleep down the hallway. The television nearby continues discussing political growth projections and national opportunity. But she no longer fully trusts the language entering the room. But she also no longer feels certain what happens socially, financially, or professionally to people who speak honestly against the narrative surrounding them. And outside the outline, viewers, you've only got to take the Salgrover catastrophe. Salgrover, tickle versus wiggle. Look it up. And that uncertainty, viewers, changes the human system itself. People begin self-monitoring internally before conversations even begin. They soften language automatically, suppress instinctive recognition, reduce confrontation, lower emotional visibility, and adapt perception around survivability. And the nervous system starts protecting itself from consequence by negotiating continually against truthful observation. And this is where societal exhaustion becomes civilizationally dangerous. City by city dangerous. Family by family, individual by individually dangerous. Not merely when people obviously suffer, when populations quietly lose confidence in their ability to speak reality plainly without rational, institutional, or psychological penalty attached to honesty itself. And this is the state that Australia's in. And beneath that exhaustion, another forgotten recognition slowly begins resurfacing. Stable Australia once depended upon truths considered higher than political management itself. Constitutional law restrained power. Conscience restrained political appetite. Human dignity existed beyond economic utility. Freedom remained connected to moral responsibility. Authority answered to transcendent accountability rather than endless administrative self-preservation. And viewers, those constitutional foundations were never merely political. They were civilizational protections, preventing power from redefining truth endlessly around itself. Now, I'm sure the room feels quieter now. And somewhere beneath the managed optimism, politically managed optimism, another truth slowly begins surfacing. And I challenge you to listen to my closing statement. A nation enters dangerous territory once honest recognition becomes feared, while deception continues presenting itself as compassion, stability, and progress. I'm Dr. J.W.A., theologist since 1994. Like, subscribe, comment to educate me, share the video to most certainly help somebody else. And I'll see you in the next episode, when people stop believing the future could hold them.